Disappear and become unrecognizable in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine standing at the edge of your life as you know it, gazing out into the vast unknown. The year is 2025 and the world is changing at a pace that is both exhilarating and overwhelming. The question is not just how we will adapt, but how we will transform. How will we leave behind the limitations of the past and step into a future where we are unrecognizable to ourselves? You see, to disappear doesn't mean to vanish into thin air. It means to let go of the person you've been, to let go of the things that no longer serve you, the thoughts that hold you back, and the fears that limit your potential. To disappear means to shed the layers that have defined you up until now, the doubts, the negativity, the routines, the excuses. Letting go of the past is one of the most powerful steps you can take on your journey of transformation. So many of us are weighed down by the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we've experienced. These stories often revolve around our mistakes, our failures, and the things we've left undone or undone poorly. We hold on to these narratives because they've shaped our identity and we believe they define us. But what if these stories are not who we truly are? What if letting go of the past is the key to stepping into the future we deserve? First, understand that the past is a place for learning, not for living. It's easy to get trapped in the cycle of regret, to continuously replay moments of failure in our minds as if we can change them. But no matter how many times we rehearse those moments, they remain the same. The past is unchangeable. The mistakes we made, the opportunities we missed, the words we wish we could take back, they cannot be undone. What we have control over is what we do next. And to do something different, to become someone new, we must start by releasing the grip the past has on us. Think about how many of us cling to past mistakes as if they define our future potential. We carry the weight of missed opportunities, failed relationships, or wrong turns on our paths. This mental baggage becomes part of our identity, and we start to believe that we are the sum of all our past shortcomings. But the reality is that your past doesn't have to dictate your future. It only has power over you if you allow it to. When you identify yourself by your mistakes, you rob yourself of the chance to redefine who you are. Each of us has the ability to rewrite our story, to decide that who we were doesn't have to determine who we will become. The stories of our past may offer lessons, but those lessons should serve as stepping stones to a brighter future, not as chains that keep us locked in one place. The more we identify with our past, the harder it becomes to grow. We start making decisions based on the person we once were, not the person we are becoming. Letting go of the past means freeing ourselves from the limitations it places on our potential. It means no longer being tethered to the fear of repeating old mistakes or being held back by the shame of what we've done or failed to do. We must understand that mistakes are not failures, they are opportunities for growth, lessons in disguise, moments that show us what we can improve upon and what we are capable of. When you let go of the past, you make space for new possibilities. You stop living in the shadow of who you used to be and start stepping into the light of who you are becoming. This process isn't easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. It requires courage to face the things that hurt, to confront the parts of ourselves we've tried to forget, and to make peace with what's already happened. But once we make that conscious choice to move forward, we open the door to a future that is filled with opportunity, growth, and transformation. Letting go also means releasing the narratives we hold about others. Often we keep people from our past in our lives mentally, if not physically, by holding on to grudges, resentments, and judgments. These emotional ties can keep us anchored in a space that is far from where we need to be. The weight of past relationships, whether they are family members, friends, or even colleagues, can prevent us from seeing the potential for new, healthier connections. By holding on to these past experiences, we carry their energy forward with us, and we create barriers to true connection and healing. Releasing the past is about freeing yourself from the old versions of both yourself and others. It's about reclaiming your power and no longer allowing anything from the past to dictate your present and future. It's about choosing to create new experiences, new relationships, and new opportunities for growth without being held back by what's already been done. Every day is a fresh start, and in each moment we have the chance to choose how we will move forward. When we choose to let go of the past, we take control of our lives in a way that is both empowering and liberating. And in doing so, we create the space for new versions of ourselves to emerge, versions that are not defined by what has happened before, but by the possibilities of what lies ahead. Embracing change is one of the most difficult yet essential parts of personal transformation. Change can feel uncomfortable and intimidating, and many of us try to avoid it at all costs. We find solace in the familiar even if it no longer serves us, but growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Real transformation comes when we allow ourselves to be challenged, when we lean into the discomfort and uncertainty that comes with stepping into the unknown. When we resist change, we inadvertently keep ourselves stuck in a cycle that prevents us from reaching our fullest potential. Our natural instinct is often to stay with what we know because it feels safer. But in doing so, we miss out on the opportunities for growth and self-discovery that lie just outside our comfort zones. In fact, the more we fight against change, the more we limit ourselves. Change is a part of life, it's inevitable. And those who succeed in life aren't the ones who avoid change, but the ones who embrace it, who welcome it as a chance to become something better, something greater. To embrace change means to open ourselves to new possibilities. It requires a willingness to step into the unknown, to take risks, and to trust that the discomfort of uncertainty is temporary. Change often forces us to confront our fears, whether those fears are about failure, judgment, or even success. We may wonder if we are capable, or if the risks we take will lead to disappointment. But every step into the unknown is an opportunity to prove to ourselves that we are stronger, more resilient, and more capable than we often give ourselves credit for. One of the key reasons why we resist change is that it challenges our identity. We like to think we know who we are. We like to have a sense of control over our lives. Change, however, shakes up that sense of control and forces us to adapt. It forces us to look at ourselves in a new light, to reconsider who we are and what we are truly capable of. This can be an unsettling experience, but it is also one of the most rewarding. When we allow ourselves to embrace change, we open the door to discovering parts of ourselves that we never knew existed. We find new strengths, new passions, and new abilities that we couldn't have accessed if we had remained in the safe, predictable space we had always known. Embracing change also involves letting go of the need for perfection. So many of us hold on to the idea that change should be smooth and easy, that transformation should be quick and painless. But in reality, change is often messy, imperfect, and uncomfortable. There will be setbacks, mistakes, and failures along the way. The key is not to be discouraged by them, but to see them as part of the process. Change is a journey, not a destination. It's a continual process of growth, learning, and adaptation. By embracing the messiness of change, we allow ourselves to be more flexible and adaptable in the face of challenges. Another aspect of embracing change is cultivating a mindset of possibility. When we view change through the lens of opportunity, rather than threat, we see it as a chance to grow and evolve. Every change, no matter how big or small, carries with it the potential for something better. It could be a new career path, a new relationship, a new way of thinking about the world. By approaching change with an open heart and mind, we begin to see the world not as something that is happening to us, but as something we can actively shape and influence. Change becomes less about the fear of the unknown and more about the excitement of what's yet to come. In order to embrace change fully, we must also learn to let go of the old. Often, the hardest part of change is releasing the things, people, and situations that we have outgrown. We may hold on to them because they represent a sense of security, even though we know deep down that they are no longer serving us. Letting go can be painful, but it is necessary in order to create space for the new. When we make room for change, we make room for growth, for new experiences, and for new opportunities that can lead us to a life that is more fulfilling and aligned with our true selves. The process of embracing change is never easy. It can be frightening, overwhelming, and filled with uncertainty. But it is through embracing change that we become the people we are meant to be. It is through embracing change that we unlock our fullest potential. And though the road may be challenging, it is the only way to move forward toward the life we desire, the life we are capable of creating. Taking control of your future is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. Often we wait for circumstances to change or for someone else to give us permission to move forward. But the truth is that we have the ability to shape our own destinies. Too often we place the responsibility for our future in the hands of external factors, our environment, other people, or luck, but the power to create change and progress is within us in the choices we make today. The future is not something that just happens to us. It is something that we actively create through the decisions, actions, and mindset we carry in the present. To take control of your future, you must first understand that you are the architect of your own life. The choices you make today will directly influence where you end up tomorrow. If you live passively, allowing life to happen to you, you risk finding yourself in a place where you feel lost, unfulfilled, or stuck. But when you actively engage in the process of decision making, when you take ownership of the path you're on, you create opportunities for growth, success, and transformation. Your future is not a random occurrence. It is the result of the thoughts and actions you choose to engage in today. Taking control of your future also means not allowing fear or uncertainty to dictate your decisions. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when we think about the vastness of the future, when we focus on all the things that could go wrong or the obstacles that may stand in our way. But fear is often rooted in the unknown, and it thrives on our reluctance to take risks. When we choose to live with courage, to make decisions based on faith in ourselves and the possibilities that lie ahead, we begin to break free from the limitations that fear places on us. Instead of letting fear define our future, we can allow our vision and our belief in ourselves to become the driving force behind every decision we make. Taking control also means being proactive. Too often we fall into the trap of waiting for the right moment or the perfect circumstances to take action. But the reality is that there is rarely a perfect time to start something new or make a significant change. The future doesn't wait for us to be ready. It moves forward whether we are prepared or not. Waiting for external conditions to align is a way of avoiding responsibility and deferring our power to external circumstances. If you want to take control of your future, you must act now with the resources you have at your disposal and trust that progress will follow as a result of your efforts. In addition to being proactive, taking control of your future involves becoming deeply aware of the choices you make on a daily basis. The small decisions you make every day, what you eat, how you spend your time, the people you associate with add up to create your reality. If you continue to make choices that align with your goals and values, you will move closer to the future you desire. But if you allow distractions, negative influences, or self-doubt to steer your decisions, you will end up further away from the life you want. The key is to be intentional with your actions and align them with your long-term vision. By doing so, you ensure that each day is an opportunity to build the future you desire. Taking control of your future also means owning your mistakes and learning from them. No one is perfect, and everyone faces setbacks and challenges. What matters is not how many times you fall, but how you respond to those falls. If you let failure define you, or if you let it prevent you from taking future risks, you will remain stuck. But if you see mistakes as stepping stones, as lessons in disguise, you empower yourself to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient with each challenge you face. Taking control of your future means seeing obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities for growth and development. It means having a clear vision of what you want to achieve. When you take control of your future, you set your own direction. You define your goals, your values, and your purpose. You don't let the opinions of others or the expectations of society dictate what your life should look like. Instead, you decide for yourself what matters most, and you dedicate yourself to creating that vision. This requires a strong sense of self-awareness, knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what you want to contribute to the world. When you are clear on your purpose, it becomes much easier to make decisions that align with your goals and move you forward. Taking control of your future means having the courage to keep going, even when things get tough. There will be times when the road seems long, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, or when progress feels slow. But in those moments, it's crucial to remind yourself that the future you want is built through persistence. Every small effort, every choice made with intention, every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the future you are working toward. It's not always easy, but by choosing to stay the course, you demonstrate the kind of resilience that leads to success and fulfillment. Overcoming doubts is an essential part of achieving anything meaningful in life. Every single one of us experiences moments of uncertainty, times when we question our abilities, our worth, or our potential. These doubts are natural, but if we allow them to control us, they can paralyze us, keeping us from taking the necessary steps toward our dreams. The challenge is not that we experience doubt, but how we respond to it. In order to move forward, to grow, and to transform into the person we are meant to be, we must learn to confront and overcome our doubts rather than be defined by them. Doubt is often the result of fear, the fear of failure, of judgment, or of not being good enough. When we face something new or uncertain, our minds immediately go to worst-case scenarios. We imagine all the ways things could go wrong and wonder if we are equipped to handle them. The first step to overcoming doubt is to acknowledge it. Recognizing that doubt is a natural part of the human experience helps us detach from it. We realize that just because we are doubting ourselves doesn't mean we are incapable or unworthy. It simply means we are stepping into unfamiliar territory, and that in itself is a sign of growth. Once we acknowledge our doubts, it's important to challenge them. Many times our doubts are based on unfounded beliefs or exaggerations of the truth. For example, we may doubt our ability to succeed in a new job or pursue a new passion, but these doubts are often rooted in past experiences or negative self-talk rather than objective facts. To overcome doubt, we must start by questioning its validity. We must ask ourselves, what evidence do I have to support this doubt? And what evidence do I have that contradicts it? The more we examine our doubts, the more we realize that they are often based on irrational fears rather than reality. Another important part of overcoming doubt is recognizing that failure is not the end, but a part of the process. Many times our doubts are tied to the fear of failure. We think that if we fail, we will be judged, or worse, we will prove to ourselves that we are not capable. But failure is an inevitable part of success. It's through our failures that we learn, adapt, and grow stronger. The key to overcoming doubt is reframing failure not as a permanent reflection of our abilities, but as a stepping stone toward improvement. Every time we fail, we gather information about what works and what doesn't, and that information is invaluable in helping us move forward with more clarity and determination. It's not about eliminating all uncertainty or fears, because those will always be present to some degree. It's about developing the courage to move forward despite those fears. Rather than waiting for the perfect moment when all doubts are gone, we must learn to act in the face of uncertainty. When we wait for the ideal conditions, we may never take the first step. But when we take action despite the doubts, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of handling whatever comes our way. Building confidence is another crucial aspect of overcoming doubt. Confidence doesn't come from eliminating doubts, it comes from proving to ourselves that we can handle challenges. Each time we face a difficult situation and make it through, we strengthen our belief in our own abilities. We must also surround ourselves with people who believe in us and who encourage us when we are struggling with self-doubt. Support and encouragement from others can help us quiet the negative voices in our heads and remind us of our strength and potential. It's easy to doubt ourselves when we look at the success of others and feel that we are not measuring up. But everyone's journey is different, and comparing ourselves to others only keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-criticism. Instead of comparing, we should focus on our own progress, on the small victories we achieve along the way. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory over doubt. By celebrating these wins, we build momentum and confidence, making it easier to keep moving forward. We won't overcome all of our doubts overnight, and that's okay. It's a process, and every day is an opportunity to take one more step toward building the belief in ourselves that we need to succeed. There will be setbacks, and there will be days when doubt feels overwhelming, but if we commit to showing up, to continuing forward, and to facing those doubts head on, we will grow stronger and more capable with each passing day. Over time, we begin to trust ourselves more deeply, and those doubts, once so powerful, become less of a barrier and more of a challenge to overcome, something we know we can handle. Pursuing greatness relentlessly is the driving force behind anyone who achieves extraordinary things in life. It is not a one-time event or a temporary effort, but a mindset that shapes everything you do. It's the ability to keep going when the road gets tough, to remain focused on your goals even when distractions arise, and to maintain an unwavering belief in your potential. Greatness doesn't come to those who wait for it to fall into their laps. It is earned through constant effort, resilience, and an unrelenting commitment to self-improvement. When we talk about pursuing greatness relentlessly, we are not referring to a perfect path free of obstacles. In fact, the pursuit of greatness often means pushing through the challenges and difficulties that arise along the way. There will be times when you face setbacks, when things don't go as planned, and when you feel like giving up. But it is precisely in these moments that the pursuit of greatness is most important. It's easy to stay committed when things are going smoothly, when the progress is clear, and when success feels imminent. But true greatness is forged in adversity, and it is during the tough times that your resolve is tested. Pursuing greatness relentlessly means not being satisfied with mediocrity. It means striving for excellence in everything you do, whether it's in your work, your relationships, or your personal growth. Mediocrity often comes from a place of complacency, of settling for what's comfortable or easy. But if you want to achieve something extraordinary, you must push yourself beyond what is familiar. Excellence requires effort, attention to detail, and a willingness to challenge yourself to do better, to be better. Mediocrity might get you by, but greatness demands more. It demands continuous improvement and a mindset that refuses to accept anything less than your best. This relentless pursuit of greatness also involves setting high standards for yourself and holding yourself accountable. No one else can make you great. It's a personal journey that requires discipline and focus. The goals you set should not only challenge you, but push you outside your comfort zone. When you raise your standards, you create a sense of urgency in your actions. You become driven by the belief that you are capable of achieving more, and you take deliberate steps every day to move closer to your vision. Holding yourself accountable means being honest about your progress, acknowledging when you fall short, and taking responsibility for your actions. It's easy to blame external circumstances for your lack of progress, but true greatness comes when you own your journey and make adjustments along the way to stay on track. Relentlessly pursuing greatness also involves the willingness to make sacrifices. Achieving something extraordinary often means giving up something in the present for a greater future reward. This could mean sacrificing time, comfort, or other distractions to focus on your goals. It might mean saying no to things that don't align with your vision, even if they seem appealing in the moment. Sacrifices aren't easy, and they can often feel like you're missing out on life's pleasures. But when you make sacrifices for the sake of your future, you are investing in something far greater than the temporary pleasures of today. Greatness requires discipline, and discipline is rooted in the ability to make short-term sacrifices for long-term gains. In this pursuit, perseverance is key. There will be times when what ahead feels uncertain, seem insurmountable, and when the doubts creep in. But greatness is not achieved by those who quit at the first sign of difficulty. It is achieved by those who refuse to give up, who keep going even when the odds seem stacked against them. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. The journey toward greatness is often long and winding, but each day of effort compounds into a stronger version of yourself. The more you persevere, the more you build your resilience, and the more prepared you become for whatever challenges come next. The pursuit of greatness is also about continually seeking growth. It's not enough to rest on staying focused on the bigger picture as a fundamental aspect of achieving success and creating the life you want. In a world filled with distractions and constant noise, it can be easy to lose sight of what truly matters. It's so easy to get caught up in the small, everyday concerns and the things that feel urgent in the moment, but don't actually move us closer to our long-term goals. The key to success lies in being able to look beyond the immediate obstacles, setbacks, and distractions, and keep your attention fixed on the bigger picture of your life's purpose and vision. The first step in staying focused on the bigger picture is understanding what that picture looks like. What are your long-term goals? What do you want to achieve in the next year? The next 5 years, the next 10 years? What kind of person do you want to become, and what impact do you want to have on the world around you? Without a clear vision of the future, it's easy to get swept up in the day-to-day grind, reacting to life rather than proactively shaping it. When you have a well-defined sense of purpose, you can use that vision as a guide for every decision you make. It becomes your compass, helping you stay on course even when the path gets challenging. One of the biggest challenges in staying focused on the bigger picture is the constant stream of distractions that come at us every day. With the rise of technology, social media, and the 24-hour news cycle, we are bombarded with information, opinions, and messages that can easily pull our attention away from what matters most. It can feel overwhelming, and it's easy to get lost in the noise, losing track of our long-term goals. To stay focused, it's important to actively manage your environment. This might mean limiting the amount of time you spend on social media, turning off notifications, or setting a specific times in your day to check your email. By consciously controlling what you allow into your life, you can protect your energy and attention, keeping them aligned with your bigger picture. Staying focused also requires learning how to prioritize effectively. There will always be tasks that feel urgent, but not all of them are important in the grand scheme of things. The key to maintaining focus is being able to distinguish between what's urgent and what's truly important. For example, responding to an email or attending a meeting may feel urgent, but if those tasks don't contribute to your bigger goals, they shouldn't take priority. Instead, focus on activities that move you closer to your long-term vision. This requires discipline as well as the ability to say no to things that might seem appealing in the moment but don't align with your goals. Saying no to distractions can be one of the most powerful ways to stay focused on the bigger picture. Another crucial element in staying focused is maintaining a positive mindset, even in the face of challenges. The road to success is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt. It's easy to become discouraged when things don't go as planned, but losing sight of the bigger picture in those moments can derail your progress. Maintaining focus means reminding yourself of your vision and why it's worth pushing through the challenges. Every obstacle is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become more resilient. When you stay focused on the bigger picture, you begin to view challenges as part of the journey rather than roadblocks. One of the most powerful ways to stay focused is to surround yourself with people who support your vision and encourage your progress. The people you spend the most time with can either help you stay focused or pull you off course. If you surround yourself with individuals who share similar goals or who inspire you, it's easier to stay motivated and on track. They can remind you of the bigger picture when you feel lost, and they can hold you accountable when you start to stray from your path. On the other hand, if you spend time with people who are negative or who distract you from your goals, it can be much harder to stay focused. Choose your company wisely and lean on those who lift you up and help you stay focused on what matters. Staying focused on the bigger picture requires patience and persistence. Success doesn't happen overnight, and the journey toward your goals will be filled with small steps and incremental progress. It's easy to get discouraged when results don't come quickly, but remembering the bigger picture helps you stay motivated. Even when you don't see immediate progress, trust that every effort you put in is bringing you closer to your ultimate goal. The most successful people are not those who achieve instant results, but those who stay committed to their vision day in and day out, even when the road seems long and uncertain. By keeping your focus on the bigger picture, you can navigate the distractions, obstacles, and challenges that come your way and continue moving forward toward your goals with clarity and purpose. It's not about avoiding the small tasks or ignoring the present moment, but about having the discipline and awareness to prioritize what truly matters in your long-term journey.